Well, true to the ominous feeling we've had for the last few episodes, access to the L Cluster is finally here, and so is the Great Tempest. Who knows what'll happen when I unpause this thing. Hello, Legion, this is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Stellaris Galactic Paragons in our High Dominion 2 series, where the first Tempest Shoal has just popped through the gate, and we have frankly, we have an unprepared station about to take them on. Before I unpause anything, though, I'm going to go ahead and give the order for these ships to travel to the terminal egress. Now, I think, yeah, we want to go ahead and say travel, and I want to make sure they're traveling together, because at this point, you know, these fleets need to be in one spot. And let's see what else we can do to prepare here. It looks like there are some additional upgrades that I can run here, which are going to come in very handy. Yep, let's reduce shield hit points. I did do a little bit of looking into, not a ton, but a little bit of like brushing up on what exactly I may need to do if I don't feel like I'm strong enough against the Tempest fleets right now. I don't really have Titans. I don't have, you know, ships that, you know, are going to be very strong against the Tempest Shoals. So if I run into a bunch of them, then we could have a genuine problem on our hands. But I'm going to do my best, all things considered, to build up my defenses as much as possible with the time that I have left. I probably pushed through a little bit sooner than I needed to, but again, I didn't know the Great Tempest was on the other side, and there was always the possibility that if I didn't go through when I did, someone else would have beaten me to it, and I didn't want that to happen. So we're just going to see how this goes. I do have a small minerals problem, which I'm going to have to keep an eye on. It looks like Serpta, this factory world. Yeah, there's not much I can do there. Although, hang on one second. I mentioned, before I unpause, I mentioned that one thing I wanted to go through and do is get all of my various worlds like set up with the appropriate bonuses. Like, for example, this should absolutely be a generator world right now. Let's go ahead and see what else we can do. So this should be a mining world, and this should help a little bit with things. This is right now designated a factory world. No. This should also be a generator world. So we're going to mainly... Okay, I'm okay with this being a factory world, and the game is currently making it a tech world, which I can see why, but also no. We're going to go industrial world instead. And go through and see. Generator world? No. I don't think so. Although that was not automatically set. That was one that I set previously. All right, I'm okay with generator world there. Agri world is appropriate here, and it looks like that has been set already by me. Factory world I'll keep here. Let's go ahead and just say industrial world, so that both yields are boosted and not just one. Yeah, there's so much that I'm still working on. All right, that's still auto-designated. Anything that I'm still building up, like, I'm going to wait on. Okay. Let's go ahead. You know what? I'll leave Agri-World there because I do want to keep in mind the fact that my food surplus is not what it was. And I'm about to have an issue with the Great Tempest. So we want to make sure that things are on rails, so to speak. All right, this can be a mining world, for example. It makes no sense for it to be an industrial world right now, so mining world it is. This is set to a factory world. I'm going to go ahead and say industrial world there as well. Again, just for those of you who are less experienced with this, so when you have industrial districts, they output two types of resources. They output consumer goods and alloys. And notice the icons there. So the icon for the industrial world is, there's no sub-icon. There's just the factory icon. And you can see that you get less upkeep for artisans and metallurgists. When you specialize in one of these, it just reduces the upkeep of one role more, but doesn't affect the other. So that's kind of the basic thinking behind which bonus to pick. So, like, unless you really want to emphasize just one of those, which I don't, then you can go with industrial focus. Okay, see, this is a forge world, and I'm going to go ahead and say industrial world so that there's a bonus to each resource there. That is fine for a generator world. That is fine for an industrial world. So we have a bunch of planets here in the frontier sector that, frankly, they probably need to be their own sector, to tell you the truth. We have so many just smaller planets. This is, you know, this is a result of the kind of chaotic game that we've had. There are just a lot of worlds that are just starting to develop. So we're going to have a booming economy, presuming that we can survive this nonsense. All right, so I'm going to unpause here. We're going through the L gate.
Attacking enemy vessels.
Okay, so there is a Tempest Shoal on the other side. I'm going to keep things paused for a moment, and I want to see how things look over here. The station is already under attack.
Military station lost.
Said military station lost. That's problematic. Okay, so that shoal is actually dying. We're on slow speed right now.
Lost.
Okay. Oh boy. Come on, kill it, kill it, kill it. Alright, this is not looking good. Now, let me pause for a moment. Why is it saying military station lost? Oh, you know what it is? It's the platforms. It's not referring to stations, it's referring to platforms. That's what was throwing me off. When I was saying, like, military station lost, I'm like, wait, what? How have we already lost the battle? Didn't seem like it was going that badly. All right, so this is not...
Vessel production capacity.
To tell you the truth,
diminished.
This is not going terribly. But it's still... Yeah, this is where it's going to get rough. Oh my god. Yeah, now we're really struggling. Oh no. Another one just jumped through. We would have been okay against just the fleets that were in this area, but they're bringing more of their shoals in. And it's the big guns that are problems. They're just annihilating my ships one at a time. And they just brought another one in. Oh my god. All right. All of you retreat. Get out while you can. All right, well, we're not ready for the Great Tempest at all. We did a lot of damage to him, which is nice. Like, I'm happy about that. But now the galaxy's in trouble. And so am I. So, oh, as I hit my mic stand. Sorry, let me make a note of that. That's what I get for shifting uncomfortably in my chair during a big fight like that. Okay, well, now we have issues. Currently, all of my fleets are defending elsewhere. So one thing I'm going to need to do is go ahead and take a look at, like, the configuration of my various ships. Also, can I take a look at the fleet combat stats and remind myself specifically what this looks like? So it looks like they do more damage to armor, less damage to shields. So I need to shield up. And then... Were they, like, all shields? Kind of seems like they were. Do I have more information on any of these guys? Alright, so hull points for these. For the Tempest Shoals, we're looking at tons of hull points. Not a lot of armor, not a lot of shields. So basically, I need to remove armor from my ships temporarily. As soon as they get back, I need to have, like, all shields on all of my ships. Because they don't do as much damage to shields. And then it looks like the weapons that were the most effective. Interesting, hang on. I can't tell as much from this. It seems like it's saying that the Gauss cannons were the most effective as compared to, like, the lasers, but that's against shields. You would expect that. Aha! Explosive. That's hit ratio, though. Okay, so let's look at this. Total damage to hull armor and shields. It seems like the space torpedoes were the most effective, so maybe some torpedo frigates are in order. I don't really have fleets of frigates at the moment, although I suppose I could build some. The sooner we can defeat these guys and keep them from doing too much damage to us, the better off we'll be. So, let's see. First of all, let me look at platforms. Again, we need to remove armor and go pure shields. The issue with that is it's going to require extra power. Yeah, that's going to be more than I can handle at the moment. So we're going to have to do some armor. Much as I don't like it, we're going to have to do some armor. And then right now this is a medium. Okay, so I could do torpedoes here. Although I don't think I actually want to reconfigure this entirely. I think I just want to create a new type of station. So if it's torpedoes that do damage to them, that's what I'm going to try and build up. Alright, so let's save that. And same thing, I'm just going to replace most of this. There we go, save. I'll have to remember to undo a lot of this when I'm done. Because you always have to configure very specifically to fight the Grey Tempest. And now that we know the Grey Tempest is here, it's like, okay, game on. Point taken, game, let's go. Let's see. All right, now, here's another interesting point. So plasma accelerators, they do less shield damage. I don't have plasma accelerators on any of my ships yet, I don't think. So let's take another look at this. So it was gamma lasers and torpedoes that were most efficient. So we'll use that. We will use that knowledge to the best of our ability. And that's consistent with what I looked up. I didn't want to do too much like reading up and thinking outside of the series itself, but I wanted to remind myself, like, okay, what do we need for the Grey Tempest? How do we make this work? Okay, so if it was lasers, then yeah, things that do more damage to armor and hull. Yeah, so like torpedoes. And interestingly enough, space torpedoes had 100% shield penetration. So, wait a minute, am I interpreting that correctly? Because if there's two different types of torpedoes. Yeah, they're primarily like hull and armor with less shields. But space torpedoes are what did the most damage. Okay, I'll lean in that direction. Even though, to be completely honest, like, and we can talk about it in the comments, but like, this is one thing about Stellaris that has always, like, I wish the presentation on it was a little bit more straightforward than it is. Because there is a proper way to interpret all that information that's being given to you, but like, I think that more can be done with the user experience to actually spell it out for you. Because right now, the way it is, it just kind of gives you the information and you have to, you know, make fairly complex inferences about what exactly works and what doesn't. And you better be right, you know? All right, so I don't want to filter by slot size. All right, so shield and arm, like, so I'm tempted to go ahead and put like phase disruptors in some of these, you know? Okay, so let's save you for a moment and I'll come back to you. This is the Dar Isklandurus that I'm working on. I need to keep looking at this. Overall, it was space torpedoes and my lasers. Small, medium, and large that were actually efficient. So what do those things have in common? So they do less shield damage, they do more armor and hull damage. But again, space torpedoes do more, or they penetrate the shield more. Maybe that's what it is. Hang on. Yeah, it's an increase in shield penetration. Okay, I get it. I get it. I get it now. Cool. All right, well, we know lasers were working, so let's go ahead, first of all, and just put a couple more lasers in here. Yeah, 100% shield and armor penetration is good here, so we'll do lasers there. All shields. All right, good to go. So that's the Isklandurus. We're going to have to get these upgrades done before we send the ships back into battle. And meanwhile, we have to wait for them to return from retreat, which that's going to be a while. And then we have to get them upgraded. So we're going to get annihilated here for a bit. We're back to chaos mode. Chaos mode was gone for a while, but it's back with a vengeance now. Okay. I don't like deleting all of these, but at the same time, I want this ship to be like as powerful as it should be. What plasma accelerator? Let's see. Armor and hull damage, less shield damage. Yeah, that seems like a good idea. Tell you what, let's put. So we want to have a couple of large lasers. And now, can I potentially replace one of these? Yes, I can. Great. All right, so there's the Dar Eftodonus. Okay, so with that in mind, let's go back to the platforms and take another look. So what can I place here instead of Gauss cannons? Again, I'll undo this later. But like, if I had phase disruptors, for example. Or even just putting lasers instead. You know, let's do phase disruptors because we already have platforms with lasers on them. There's that. This is gonna be pretty brutal. It's not gonna be pretty. Everyone get ready to clench up because there's gonna be a lot of that. Okay. Yeah, I will go ahead and do a triple power boost here. Don't love the idea, but oh, I won't be able to get away with it here because the configuration is different. So I'm going to have to use a little bit more armor in this case for artillery ships. But that's okay. Let's go ahead and just do, well, which has more fire rate? Let's see. Actually, yeah, it seems like gamma lasers might be a good idea for the front. Eventually we can have actual artillery here, but we don't have that technology yet. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to have to fully reconfigure all of these when this war is over. Which makes me sad, but we'll have control of the L cluster, and that is not a bad thing. Okay, so now we have a couple of destroyers. Frigates are going to be where it's at. These were the ships that really saved us the first time. So the question is, hang on, do I have... I know frigates are primarily, those are the ships that have torpedo slots. But do we have... other ship types? Like battleships, for example, that have torpedo sections. No, it's just frigates. So we're going to need to kind of lean into that a little bit more, and maybe... I don't know if I want to just do an entirely new fleet. I might, you know, just like build some frigates to go ham. Because I don't know if I want to reconstitute like a fleet, or to completely reconfigure what I've got going on in terms of the balance of the different ship types. I like the way I've had it going so far, and I don't want to completely upend everything. I want to try and keep as much the same as I can. Okay, so we're going to do a few more phase disruptors there. And we need to make sure we have the shields in place, and we definitely need to make sure that we... There we go. So we're taking away some improvements to auxiliary fire control, so chance to hit is going to be slightly reduced, sadly. That's the Darladiris. Okay, same here. Oh, nice. Hang on, if I can have all shields for this thing, then I definitely will. Perfect. All right. Save. And then this frigate. Oh, yeah. This will really help. Holy crap. I wasn't realizing we were in this position with the frigate, so... Alright, one of these will have to remain armored. That's fine. So the torpedo boat, it's pure shield penetration and just direct armor damage. Do I do a plasma accelerator, or do I do... Yeah, I think the gamma laser should stay on there. Alright, so those are my frigates. And then finally we have corvettes. These are already mostly good to go. I would imagine we probably didn't lose too many of them. So I think I'll keep my corvette configurations the same. Although I just realized something. Excuse me? Excuse me? Is one of you not an auto upgrade? No, it's just a power situation. Okay, well maybe we'll be able to find a way around that. Okay, well now that we're 22 minutes into the episode and we've redesigned everything. We've lost Demon's Maw. We don't have too many colonies up here, thankfully. But we do have this station with no defenses. Okay, tell you what, let's see if we can go ahead and change that before too much time goes by. Oh, one more thing. I think I was going to build another platform. Because right now I have... Yeah, I don't have anything that actually has torpedoes. So let's do a defense platform. Yeah, here we go. This should be interesting. Ka-itness. All right, let's go with that. The Ka-itness. So normally our order is... What is it? Hang on, we'll have to take a look. All right, now that I've got that built, let's cancel that. Yeah, it's Dehanus Muntus Duranus. So now it's going to be like this. Okay, there's not a lot that I can do right now, unfortunately. This is going to be rough. I don't know that I'm going to be able to defend myself very well against this. How long until you're back?
Zero-G research platform disrupted.
Alright, so where are you guys? Alright, so they're going to be back in like 6 months. Love that. Love it for me. Meanwhile, at some point, they're going to be able to come through that system and cause problems. So I need to be very careful. Alright, this science ship, I need you to freaking retreat and come back to this system. Now, where's our brand new capital? Yep. It's here in the TA system, so Let's take you. And I want you to come assist research on TA. Not that there's a lot of research happening on TA yet, but... Alright, and now we just wait, because we have no defending fleets apart from our corvettes that are patrolling. The only thing that we can really hope at the moment is that the chaos that unfolds elsewhere ultimately unfolds to our benefit. Let's do an Ottoman monument. Also, that reminds me, hang on. We might have some resolutions. There doesn't seem to be anything regarding the Great Tempest yet. No options as far as, like, political maneuvering. So my hope is just that this one Tempest Shoal will...
0G mineral production violently diminished.
Yeah. They're going to take away a lot of my territory here. But my hope is that the damage that they do will be somewhat, like, limited, and maybe even the Fallen Empire can come out and start helping out again. If they are dumb enough to try and jump into Fallen Empire territory, which it looks like they're avoiding it, then that could be something that helps me spare most of my territory. I don't remember how long it's going to be until this L gate opens back up. Oh, nice. The first Star Order is actually back. So let's upgrade this fleet. And as soon as it's done with the upgrade, I'll give the order to reinforce it. Oh, wow. The second Star Order is also back. Oh, it's March already. Okay, that's why. Let's get them to go ahead and upgrade. So this is... That's... it just goes faster than you anticipate. Let's see. It's good, though. I'll take it. All right, I definitely need more in the way of minerals. So let's go ahead and build a mining district. Mining district here as well. Mining district here as well. And there may even be some opportunities to, with specific buildings, to boost mining even further. But for now, let's just get those fixed. Alright, so it looks like these guys are going to upgrade right here. Those upgrades are going to take a while. Traditions available. Alright, so this is our final supremacy tradition. Fleet command limit plus 20, admiral leader cost, and leader upkeep minus 10%. Nice. So now we have the war doctrines policies. We have an ascension perk available as well. So that came at a good time. Let's see what we can do here. Also, didn't I unlock genetic modifying already, or is that still being worked on? I think it's still being worked on. No, I unlocked it. Okay. I could go ahead and remove the unity penalty to the Sundrians. We're still going to have the decadent penalty, but that's... I'm alright with that. Let's go ahead and apply this template. And we want to go ahead and research that. It's going to take 15 months. Alright, so those upgrades are happening. The rest of the upgrades, as usual, are happening at the Wayford station for God knows what reason. Let's see what else we can do here. Yeah, that's right. We have the new policies. Let's see. Sorry, I've got like 5 different trains of thought going through my mind right now, and none of them are particularly calm. So, war philosophy. No. War doctrine. Let's unpause. Okay, now we have access to war doctrine. So we can say rapid deployment. Gives us extra sublight speed. We could say defense in depth. Or we can say no retreat. I think I'm going to go with defense in depth. Although sublight speed could be a good idea. Let's start with rapid deployment, and then I feel like if I continue to struggle, I'll switch to defense in depth. Now, ascension perk wise, any other bonus aside from that? Nope, just the war doctrines. Great. So do I want to go mind over matter and go for psionics? Or do I want to go for cybernetics? Given that we're fighting... I mean, I haven't done engineered evolution yet. And we were kind of leaning the idea of going psychic a few episodes ago, and I don't want to get distracted from that. So I think I might like that idea the most after what happened on Syndar Prime. So this is going to give us access to telepathy. And it definitely could help us gain control over the galaxy later on. So let's go mind over matter. So of course it's going to be a minute before we can do anything with that. How are you doing over here? Okay. Itnus, Tahanus, Montisteranus. Itnus, Tahanus, Montisteranus.
Spaceport under attack.
Council agenda ready.
This. Alright, so we've been set to preserve the order. So now we can launch it. Oh, that came at a good time, actually. That'll be helpful. So let's launch that, and that'll go for a little while. And now we can pick something that will help us defend against the frickin' Great Tempest. Okay. Ooh, military buildup. Ship build cost, ship energy upkeep, war exhaustion gain. War exhaustion is not an issue right now, but it could be. Leadership conditioning, leader experience gain plus 10%. Yeah, I think military buildup is going to be the one that makes the most sense right now for multiple reasons. So let's lean towards that. And I'm going to go ahead and build a mining district here, obvious reasons. And it seems like also we have definite need for food and consumer goods as well. It's just, I think there's going to be economic chaos no matter what I do for the foreseeable future until we've got the Great Tempest dealt with. So these upgrades are happening. Let's let that run for a moment. Yeah, we also have engine upgrades. That's helpful. Okay. Yeah, so they're hitting the Yamal system. Yeah, these particular stations cannot build fast enough. All right, pause for a moment. Our Executor has leveled up. So he's ruling from Syndar at the moment. Let's go ahead and just pick Strategist. Military ships will build 10% faster as a result of him having that. And we've completed standardized cruiser patterns. Neutronium armor. We don't need armor right now, sad to say. Although mining station output could be a good thing. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and select that, actually. That's what makes the most sense at the moment. Just to make sure that we offset our chaos.
Military station lost.
All right, so they're not going to be able to defend at all. That station's going to die horribly.
Zero-G research platform disrupted.
Wow, they just annihilated Trappist. And we had colonies there, so... Oh boy. Okay.
Construction complete.
Pause game. Energy weapon damage plus 5%. That would actually be helpful. So would advanced reactor boosters. So would tachyon sensors. This is gonna be rough. Let's go ahead and build an industrial district here. How are we doing on rare resources? Oh, we have lots of exotic gases. So any planet that needs an upgrade... let's build a mining district there. And then... yeah, we'll do an agriculture district there. Yeah, any planet that needs an upgrade to anything requiring gases. So that's gene clinics. That's research centers. We might be able to work with those. Let's see if there's any options. Yeah, like Rouse and Vola. Now, I don't think Rouse and Vola is the one that I want to give that upgrade to right now. Also, what do you need? Yeah, I can do that. If it'll help you stabilize, sure thing. Yeah, so actually, let's take a look at our brand new capital. Yeah, we still are waiting for this population to grow, unfortunately. I've done everything I can to sort of bring in more population here. Gas extraction wells available. That's nice. I don't need to build that yet, though, and I need to conserve my minerals. Okay. Well, we're at the 35-minute mark. I'm concerned about how quickly this fleet is just making... Oh, wait, the Fallen Empire has stepped in. Ooh, the Fallen Empire just stepped in and stopped them. We have once again gained control of the Trappist system and rebuilt our outpost in orbit of the star. Hey. Fallen Empire coming in clutch. So it looks like the Coalition of Jarell War is trying to take Demon's Maw, which... if they want a war with me right now, like, they've got it. Like, I could end them without a second thought, but I need to focus on the Great Tempest. So that's probably going to be an objective that I pursue after that. Well, since we know the Fallen Empire stepped in, let's take a look at... All right, so these fleets have almost arrived to the Wayford station. They're going to get their upgrades done. And then we'll need to replenish using the alloys that we have. One thing I'm also going to need to do... Where are my construction ships? All right, good, I've got one here. I want you to go ahead and build a starbase there. I had a terraforming project underway in Sezutov. My concern, though, is when we start getting visitors from the other L gate, because the blockage that we have on that right now is completely temporary. All right, so these upgrades are nearly done. Let's go ahead and let this run. So that's useful, because elsewhere in the galaxy, there's not a Fallen Empire in every situation to assist with Great Tempest. So they're going to bring the chaos. And then we might be able to take the L cluster for ourselves. The end of the Divine Urakian Commonwealth. I mean, if they want to take Demon's Maw, it looks like they're trying to take these systems as well. Oh my god, are you freaking kidding me?
Vessels upgraded.
Wow. All right, well, the Coalition of Jarell War is being incredibly opportunistic, and they're going to pay the price with their lives. Like, I look forward...
Vessels upgraded.
When this is over, I'm going to conquer them and kill them all. Like, that's what's going to happen. Like, if that sounds savage, you haven't been watching the series up to this point. Not only because the High Dominion are just ruthless, but also because the Coalition of Jarell War have been dicks from the very beginning of the game. And if this is how they're going to play me right now, like, the very first thing I'm going to do, even before I take care of these guys, when this is over, is, like, I am invading their homeworld, and they're just all going to die. I might even get a planet cracker set up, you know, just as a means to deliver vengeance with, you know, a little bit of extra sauce, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, because we have the Great Tempest to defeat first. I'm going to stop this one here, and we'll see how things pan out in the next episode or 2 or 3. That Fallen Empire just came in clutch, and we now have some work to do in order to stabilize our economy, get our ships rebuilt, and make sure that we can actually defeat the Great Tempest. So cross your fingers. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. If it's not your first time or even your second, look for the join button to access unique emotes, badges, and other perks. New episodes are coming out every day at 3 p.m. US Eastern Time, and comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.